Good morning. This is Jeremiah 29:11 Ministries coming back with you with a quick word this morning. I do have to give out a lyrical message very soon about there is someone dating a Mr. Wrong, and God is trying to change your mindset. A lot of people has heard that saying where, bad boys are so good and good boys are no fun. And a lot of women, always choose the bad boys because they have a little bit more edge. They live life on a little bit of edge. And it is so hard to be with someone that lives safe and, could be, too good to be true, and mostly because you're so used to toxic behaviors, and so you have a hard time being in a healthy relationship because you're so used to being in a toxic relationship. And I do have a message for that, and I just want to let you know that God is breaking the chains off of people's mindsets that are stuck in that mentality of being with toxic men, or women, and being with, people that you think is best for you, but in the long term, it's not. And it's going to cause you a lot of heartbreak because of the choices that you decided to be with that person and to bend, all your beliefs and everything just to be with them. And when you choose someone that's not in the will of God, you also deny Christ as well as you're with them, because you started making them your God. You started choosing to go into, depression voluntarily, or doing, acts that are not healthy for you, or putting yourself in that position. God has already gave you all the signs and the red flags, and you decided to choose them over God. Because in your heart, this is not the right person for you. But in your mind, but if I love this person, or I really like this person more, and, when I'm with them, I just feel this way, or when we're intimate, and then it has some good qualities, or I love the money, and they always support me financially, and I don't know if I can just go from doing that. That's when you're starting idolizing that relationship. And anything that you idolize before God will always never work anyways. I have learned a long time ago that when you put anything or anyone before God, even your children, when you put them before God, He will take them away from you, even your kids. That's why it's not good to idolize your children. You still have to discipline them. You still have to understand that if God can bless you with that child, He can also take away that child's life if you idolizing that child over God. That is why you have to pray. That's why you have to teach your kids how to pray. We don't understand everything that happens, or why some children don't survive, or why children are taken away, or why children have to go through certain things. But God said in Jeremiah 29:11 that, for I know the plans that I have for you, the plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a future and of hope. Okay? And God is not authorized of confusion as well. So if you're feeling confused and you're with someone, that is not from God. You have to pray before you get with somebody. You have to ask God to help you with showing you who that person is. Asking God for the spirit of discernment, and that you can discern what is for you and what's not for you. And ask God to show you who that person's are. Say, God, help me to see their heart. Show me their heart, Lord. Show me who they really are. And God will show you. But the question is, are you ready to ask God for Him to tell you the truth? Because sometimes the truth hurts, and the ugly truth is not really all that great. And so you have to really be real with yourself. Sit down with yourself and have a conversation with you and God, and discern, what are you ready to hear God to tell you? Because sometimes when we start asking God to decrease ourselves and increase His spirit inside of us, we start not liking all the things that we see. And it sometimes becomes where we're weary or we're afraid, fearful, because when you're realizing that you were in active rebellion, which is witchcraft, and you were actively just being in disobedience or just being dumb and not really seeing those signs. Let's keep it real. I've been there before, trying to find all the good things about a person, but really the bad outweighs the good. And when the bad outweighs the good, that's not from God. We are meant to go through things. We all have our Job moments, our Joseph moments, the prodigal son moments. But at the end of the day, if it's not of God, if it's casting out of the heavens, then it's not from the Lord. So you have to choose, what do you want to believe? What do you want to believe that Mr. Wrong is right? Or do you want to be with Mr. Right because Mr. Right is who God had designed for you? And not saying Mr. Right is going to be always perfect. No, that would never happen. For Jesus Christ is the only perfect one, the only one. So therefore, choose, what do you want to do? What is your decision to make? Do you want to learn how much God loves you? Do you want to see what he has for you? Or do you want to keep being thrown what the enemy is giving you, just to keep satisfying your flesh? When we satisfy our flesh, we will eventually die with the flesh. But let's deny flesh. Let's choose to not be conflicted by what we think is right, and just start thinking about what God thinks is right. And sometimes we don't understand everything, for this world is a mystery. And we're not meant to know every single thing, because God did not design us to know everything. Because if we knew too much, then we might try to get ahead of God. And that's what God doesn't want us to do. He keeps us where we have to lean on him for directions and answers, because he doesn't want us to lose a relationship with him. So we have to go through things to humble ourselves, to help us to be in the position that we're supposed to be in our future. God is about to do some magnificent, miraculous things in your life, and he's about to show you how much he really loves you. God's about to show out. It's going to be so amazing, and you're not going to even know what to do. And I just want to say that congratulations on who is about to meet their Mr. Right, because God is all about giving you the heart's desire. God is going to show you who is your spouse, and you're about to meet your spouse. Your spouse is about to call you or reach out to you. So for those who have a relationship with God, make sure that this message is for you. Always take me back to the Lord. And please like and subscribe to my channel. If you feel led to sow, information is in the community post. You do have to look for it. For I do not always post my information all the time, just because it has to be a God-led. I don't want people sowing if that's not what they want to do. So I just thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this message. I pray that you have a blessed and prosperous day. God bless you. Good morning. This is Jeremiah 29:11 Ministries coming back with you.